every day to get your. Here we go. It says recording in progress. Perfect.
Sorry, that was my fault. I'm trying to get our camera to work.
So doing a little something every day. You don't have to do this video every day. Maybe you take a couple of stretches from it, a couple of exercises, and if you're sitting on the sofa listening to music, do those couple of stretches. Just move your body a little bit every single day, and you'll increase your strength, your flexibility, everything's all over better. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna turn a little bit of music on. I have a mic, so hopefully you can hear me over the music. All right. So slowly, if you have a mat, you have a towel, you have a carpet, any old floor works, come down to the floor. So just make your way down. Once you get there, take a seat, bend your knees, and pull your feet in towards your body. So I think when I was in preschool, they called this crisscross applesauce. It's just either taking one foot on top of the other or both feet to the floor, hugged in close to your body with your knees wide. Take one hand to the top of each knee. So you just gently rest your hand on your knees. Sit up really tall and straight. So you want to think about pulling your abs in, take your seat, push it into the floor. Imagine you had a string coming from the top of your head. If somebody grabs that string and pulls it straight up, your spine, your back elongates, your neck.
Go.
Hold it in this position. Think about breathing. Just a little inhale, exhale. When you breathe in through your nose. When you breathe out through your mouth. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of stretching for your neck. Think about the movement you make when you shake your head, yes.
Yep.
Bend your neck, pull your chin towards your chest. Your eye gaze would go towards the floor and you'll feel a stretch through the back of your neck. Then lift your head upright. We take that in reverse. So bend your neck backwards to look up towards the ceiling. Not a lot, just a little. You'll feel a stretch through the front of your neck. And then we do it again. So bend your neck, pull your chin towards your chest. In the back of the neck, elongate. Then lift your head upright. And one more time, we bend the neck backwards a little bit, taking your eye gaze to the ceiling. And then bring your eye gaze back forward. And we're going to do the same type thing, but we're going to shake our head no. So think about turning your head towards the right. So you're gazing over your right shoulder towards the side of the room. And come back through the center. Do the same thing, but turn your head to the left. Maybe sit up a little taller, a little straighter as you bring your head back through the center. And turn back to the right. One more time, we come through the center and turn your head to the left. Come back to midline. Sit up a little taller, a little straighter. Take your arms and extend them out directly to the side. It's almost like you're making a capital letter T with your arms. Your arms are right at shoulder height. You'll feel your shoulders, your upper back, everything's engaged to hold your arms in this position, almost like you're fighting gravity. Feel free to wiggle your fingers if you want to. Now think about length. Take your fingers, see if you can stretch your arms a little bit farther, like you're reaching all the way to the sides of the room. Take your arms, rotate them so that your palms face up. So now your palms are facing the ceiling. Your arms are still out to the side of your body. Keeping your elbows in the exact same position they are, just bend them and bring your hands towards your shoulders. As soon as your hands get to your shoulders, place your fingertips on your shoulders gently. So it's almost like you just created yourself a pair of wings here. Elbows are reached out to the side. Take your elbows, pull them together into the midline of your body. So your elbows come together, maybe they physically touch in the middle. You'll feel a stretch through the back of your body. Then we open back up, so the elbows head back to the side of the room. Your upper back, your shoulder blades might pull together just a bit. Front of the body stretches as the back of the body contracts to hold the arms here. And we do it again. Pull those elbows back to the middle. Try to make them physically touch in the middle. and then open back up one more time. I think about really big circles, and we're going to draw circles with the elbows. So maybe take your elbows down to the floor, out to the sides, up to the ceilings, towards the front, and then right back down. Just draw really huge circles with your elbows. Always sitting up nice and tall with your abs pulled in, breathing in and out as you do this. Now reverse your circles. So maybe the elbows come up to the ceiling, out to the side, down to the floor, back to the front, and up and around. Just slow, big circles. Stretching out through your shoulders, getting them ready to do a little bit of strength work with them later. Hold your arms still. Bring your hands back to the top of your knees, right where we started. Now think about your right leg. Extend it out straight towards the side of the room. So you're extending your leg straight, flexing your foot. We do the exact same thing with the left leg. So you extend it out towards the side. This is called a straddle stretch. If you can't get your legs straight, that's okay. You can pull them in a little bit. You can even take a little bend in your knees. You'll feel a stretch kind of through your inner thighs, through your hamstrings. Take your hands in front of your body. So your hands are on the floor in front of you with either your knees bent or your legs straight. Start to walk your hands forward. So slowly you're walking forward, pulling your chest towards the floor in front of you. Trying to get your arms long and straight, lengthening through your back as you lower. As soon as you feel tension in your low back, in your inner thighs, and your hamstrings, stop and hold the stretch there. Now maybe take a big deep breath in. As you release your breath, sink a little bit lower and walk your fingertips out 1 inch farther. Best way to increase flexibility is to hold a stretch when it's uncomfortable, not painful, just holding. Then walk your hands back up through the middle. So you're bringing your hands back towards your body. Your chest lifts up tall and straight. The top of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. Now take your hands one to the outside of each leg, right at your thigh, and then help your legs come together in midline. So you're sliding your legs together in the middle. Legs are long and straight again. Feet are flexed. So it's almost like your toes are pulling forward towards your shins. Sit up really, really tall, and then circle your arms overhead. So the arms reach up, fingertips towards the ceiling, create some length in your back, and then fold in half. This is called a forward fold, and your chest lowers towards the tops of your thighs as your fingertips reach past your toes. As soon as you feel your low back and your hamstrings, that's when you want to stop and hold. And slowly roll yourself back up. You can just bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. We're about to change our position into what's called tabletop. So you could just bend your knees, bring your legs around behind you, and come up onto your hands and knees. So almost like a position you would get in if you were crawling on the floor. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. You've got some space between your hands. Knees are right underneath your hips, and you have space between your knees as well. We're literally making a table. So your legs and your arms are your table legs, and then your back is the top of the table. Take your abs, pull them in. So like you're taking your belly button, pulling it towards your spine. You want to keep your core really tight, and then lengthen through your neck as well. So the top of your head is reaching straight forward towards the wall that's in front of you. Holding in this position, we're going to do a stretch called a cat stretch. You want to push down through your hands and your knees and round your back out. So your navel pulls up towards your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, and tilt your hips forward just a bit. You'll feel a big stretch through the back of your body. The front of the body kind of contracts. Reverse of that is called cat stretch, and we arch our back. So lift your chest up, your head up, your chin up, release your hips. You'll almost feel like your belly is reaching towards the floor and your back is scooped out. Let's do that one more time. So back into cat stretch, push through the hands and the knees, round out your back, like you're creating space between each vertebrae of your spine. Navel is pulled up, chin is tucked to chest. Your eye gaze would be towards the tops of your thighs. One more time, we arch our back into cow stretch. Lift your chest up, your head up, your chin up. So the top of your head is reaching straight up now. The midsection drops. Now come to a flat back position. So back in that strong tabletop, abs are pulled in. You literally have a straight line through the back of your body. Like if I had a cup of coffee, I could place it on your back and it wouldn't fall off. Adding in a little bit of core stability and balance work, take your right arm, slide it forward like it's reaching down towards the floor and just your fingertips touch. You have to really keep your core tight to maintain balance. You can either keep the fingers on the floor or squeeze your shoulders and your back and lift your arm up until it's in line with your ear. So your arm is reaching straight forward. Your neck is long, your head is reaching straight forward. Bring your right fingertips back to the floor if they're not there, and then bring your hand right back to its starting position underneath your shoulders. Same exact thing, but with the left arm. So slide your left arm forward, keeping your table strong, so don't let the hips or shoulders drop. Fingertips are touching the floor. Option to squeeze through the back of your body, lift your arm up long and straight until it's right by your ear. Bring your fingertips back to the floor, hand comes underneath your shoulder. What we just did with the arms, we do with the legs. So think about your right leg, extend it so that it's long and straight. The top of your foot, your toes are touching the floor. Make sure your abs are pulled up really, really tight, and then squeeze through the seat, the back of your body, and lift your leg off the floor until your leg is in line with your hip. Link through the leg here so it's like your toes are reaching to the wall behind you. Bring the toes back to the floor if they're not there. Bend your knee and bring the knee right back underneath your hip. Same thing with the left leg. So extend it long and straight, so there's no bend in your knee once the leg is straight. Toes are on the floor, either balancing here or squeezing your seat to lift your leg up until it's long and straight, right in line with the hips, so not too high. Bring your toes back to the floor. Knee comes right underneath the hips. We're pulling into what's called child's pose. So take your hands, walk them forward 2 hand lengths. So not super far. Once the arms are forward and they're long and straight, slide your hips towards the back of the room. So it's like your seat is heading towards your heels. Your chest starts to lower towards the floor, towards the top of your thighs. Find length through your arms, length through your back. Lower your chest as close to the floor as you can. Big stretch through your shoulders and your upper back area we just worked when we were in that tabletop position. Walk your hands back in towards your body and then push yourself right back up into your tabletop position. We've got one more little challenge to try here. Now you can either stay in this exact same tabletop position we were in or tuck your toes underneath you. So it's like your toes pull forward towards your shin. The bottoms of your toes would now be touching the floor. Push down through your hands, pull up through your abs, push down through your toes, and try to lift your knees 2 inches off the floor. That's called a bear plank. It takes a whole lot of strength. Lower your knees back to the floor. If you tried that bear plank, good job. We're going to try it one more time, but hold it a little longer. So push through the hands, push through the toes, lift your knees 2 inches off the floor, and then hold it there. Abs pulled in tight, neck is long. Bring your knees right back down to the floor. One more time, walk your hands forward about 2 hand lengths. and pull back into child's pose. If your toes are still tucked under, take the tops of your feet to the floor, slide your hips back towards your heels, lower your chest towards the ground. Maybe take a big inhale, a big exhale. Walk your hands back towards your body. From this bear plank position, we're going to come to standing. So walk your hands back towards you. Lift your chest up so that your gaze is back forward. Knees are kind of right under your hips. Take your right leg, step forward. You can tuck your left toes under. Hands come to the top of your right leg, and then push into your right foot. Come to a standing position with your feet right underneath your hips. Abs pulled in tight. We're going to find length in our body. So circle your arms straight overhead. Arms are reaching straight up. Fingertips reach to the ceiling, but then drop your shoulders away from your ears. So you want to find length between your shoulders and your ears. Bring those arms right back by your side. Think about your palms heading to the outside of your thigh. We're going to do that one more time. So slowly circle your arms up. Feeling a little tension through the upper body as you reach overhead. Holding still in this position, find one more inch of length in your body. And then bring your palms together so that they're touching overhead. Like your hands are in a prayer position. Maybe take a little small back bend. So like you're heading towards the back wall, just an inch. You'll feel the front of your body stretch, the back of the body engages. Come back upright so your shoulders are right in line with your hips, and then pull your hands down towards your middle of your chest. So it's like your hands are right in line with your heart, elbows are wide, push a little tension between your hands. We're going to take a really big balance challenge here. So think about most of your body weight in your right foot. And then lift your left heel off the floor. So you're coming onto your left tippy toes. Left knee is bent. Think about the top part of your foot, kind of the ball of your foot, the toes. That's the only thing touching the floor. Make sure the right foot is firmly pushed into the ground and try to lift your left toes an inch off the floor. If there's a little wobbly, that's okay. Place the toes right back to the floor. Find your balance. And then we do it again. A big inhale, lift your toes off the floor. Try to keep them off the floor. And if you want to try a little bit more, lift your knee, continue to lift it up until it's in line with your hip. You've got a bend in your knee, your foot is just dangling in space. One more challenge would be to extend your legs straight, like your foot is reaching towards the wall in front of you. You could lower the leg a little bit if you need to. You could keep the knee bent or tap those toes back to the floor. Bring your left foot back to the floor if it's in the air. Flatten your left foot out completely. Think about most of your body weight in your left foot this time. Lift your right heel off the floor so that your toes are pushing into the ground. Maybe push a little bit more through the hands, lift up a little taller. And then try to lift your right foot 1 inch off the floor. You might want to keep the left leg a little soft. If it's too strong and straight, you might fall over. Anytime you feel a little wobbly, place the toes back to the floor. If they're still in the air, keep them there. If not, bring them back up. And then attempt to lift your knee all the way up in line with your hip. Option to keep your leg there, or try and extend it so that your leg is really, really straight. Foot is flexed. Whole leg is engaged. Your core is engaged to hold this position. Rebend the knee if the leg is straight. Place your foot back on the floor. From here, circle your arms overhead one more time so they're reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Really elongate through your spine. standing forward fold. So we want to hinge forward from the hips, fold your body in half. So your back stays long and straight as you slowly start to lower your chest and your hands towards the floor. As you lower, if you need to take a bend in the knees, you can. Once your chest gets close to the top of your thighs, just hang out here. So feel like your body weight is just hanging towards the floor. The weight of your head is elongating the neck. Now maybe shake your head yes and no, kind of release any tension that's in your neck and head. If your hands are on the floor, try to flatten them out. If your hands aren't on the floor, bend your knees a little bit until you can get your fingertips or hands to the floor, and then slowly make your way back to the floor. We're going to come to a position lying on our back. So this is called hip bridge. And you just want to slowly make your way down to the floor until your back is completely flat. Arms are by your side. Bend your knees and slide your feet towards your seat. You've got about hip width of space between your feet. So the feet and legs aren't touching. There's space between them. We're going to use the back of our body to lift our hips off the floor. So think about pushing your feet into the ground. Squeeze your seat and lift your hips up. When you get to the top of this move, hold still. Now you don't want to push up too high so that you've got tension or weight in your neck. Your body weight should be resting on your upper back and in your feet. Slowly bring your seat, your hips back down to the mat or to your carpet or your hardwood floor, whatever you've got. And then slowly, let's do it one more time. Push through the feet, lift your hips up. Feel how your lower back, your glutes, down your hamstrings are all engaged to hold this position. Slowly bring your hips and seat right back down to the floor. Take your knees, hug them into your chest. So you pull them in, wrap your arms around your legs. So the tops of your thighs are right on your chest. Knees are facing you. You wrap your arms around and then push your low back into the floor. Maybe take a tiny rock side to side. This is kind of like a little back massage with the floor. And we hold everything still. And we're coming to any position on the floor that is comfortable for you. So you can take your legs, extend them out long, let your arms rest on the ground. You can hold this position. If you want some more support for your lower back, bend your knees so the knees are facing up. Your feet are on the floor. Kind of push your low back down so it's flat. You could also bring your feet together and then open your knees wide. Any position you want to come to. So we're moving into our meditation section. I'm actually going to dim the lights just a little bit. I'm going to let Rivers and Joe do the guided meditation.
Okay. No.
Once you found that comfortable position on the floor, take a big deep breath in, big deep breath out. If your eyes are open, maybe close your eyes. Let your eyes rest. Think about the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your body on the floor. It's almost like your body weight is sinking down into the ground. Think about your breathing. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Take a second to thank yourself for showing up for this 30 minutes of working out. And I want you to think about your head and start to move it just a little bit. Maybe you shake your head side to side. Maybe you shake your head yes, just move it and feel your head moving. And then stop. So no movement whatsoever, be completely still. And see if you can feel your head without moving it. So think about your head, but there's no movement there. You feel the weight of your head on the floor. Let's try the same thing, but with your shoulders. So move your shoulders around a little bit, maybe shrug them up towards your ears. Feel them moving, and then stop. Be completely still. See if you can feel your shoulders without moving them. So a mind-body connection here. You're thinking about a part of your body. You can feel it moving, and then you can feel that part of your body even when it's not moving. Let's move to our fingers. Start to wiggle your fingers around. Maybe moving your whole hand. Feel your hand moving through space, and then stop. The hand just rests on the floor. It's no longer moving, but you can still feel it. Think about your feet. Start to wiggle your toes. Feeling your feet moving, and then stop. Complete stillness. Think about your toes. Think about your feet. Feel them on the carpet, but don't move them. Now move your whole body just a little bit. Your head, your shoulders, your arms, your legs. Feel your body moving through space, and then stop. Complete stillness again. Think about the weight of your body. You can feel it on the floor. You can feel it sinking into the ground. But there's no movement. Take your hands, place them on your belly. One hand kind of on each side of your stomach. Take a big deep breath in and feel how your belly expands, like it's reaching up towards the ceiling. Then as you exhale, feel your belly fall. So you're physically feeling what happens when you take breath into your body. Big, big, deep breath in. Feel your abdomen, your stomach expand like a balloon. Then let all that air out and feel the hands drop. In your own time, take a couple more big, deep breaths in and out. Feel the air bring into your body and then back out of your body. Maybe take a second. Just be. So just lay here, let your mind wander. Maybe let all the thoughts leave your mind for a moment and just relax. Focus back to your breath one more time. So big inhale, big exhale. Start to bring awareness back to the other parts of your body. So maybe wiggle your fingers just a little bit, wiggle your toes. If you're waking your body back up, and maybe take your knees, hug them in towards your chest. Grab on behind your thighs and roll yourself up to a seated position, or any way you want to get yourself back up to a seated position. Open your eyes. And that is it, y'all. We did 30 minutes of yoga and stretching and meditation. And I hope that y'all enjoyed it. So if you have any questions, I did finish off my playlist with
I know there's gonna be some brighter day. I swear
a better
I'll
song.
find you.
We love Blessing.
I feel it.
Everybody do it. I can't see anybody. Does anybody have any questions for us?
I need to unmute them. Here we go. Anybody have any questions?
No, I feel very calm though.
Isn't it wonderful?
That was great, Nancy. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
It's very fun.
Thank you.
Right? You could watch this video, listen to this video, do it again. The more you do it, the more you'll get stronger in the moves, you'll get a little more flexibility. And that little meditation section, you can just turn that on, turn your lights out and chill.
Sounds like a good idea.